So one of the first things that we need to do is create a place to store all our stuff. And what better place to do that than in Google Drive? So what I've done is I've created basically a new folder, which basically new, of course, and you do folder. I kind of made it red so I could find it very quickly. So if I just basically right click, do a color change, that helps me see things. I can add some other stuff too. I renamed this folder. But when I go inside, sorry, it jumped on me. When I go inside this folder, what I want to do is copy that living lesson template that I have, okay? And that's what I've done here. I've also then want to go ahead and start becoming more organized so that next year, when I need to use all this information, I've got it organized and I can find it. One of the things that I found with Google Drive, or I'm sorry, Google Classroom, is that I'm still trying to figure out how to duplicate what I've done next year. And I'm having issues with it. But one thing that I know for sure is that if I organize everything in folders in a certain place, I'll have access to that no matter what. So this is a really good place to start. And I would create a folder. I'd copy my living lesson template in here, and I'd start working on it as soon as possible. I would go ahead, start moving content into some of these other folders that I create, and I've just made a couple: activities, assessments, study guides, and there could be more. But this will help me start next year out right. So let's get started with this living lesson template. So the first thing you do, of course, is open it up. And I left it purple, of course, here. This is for our district. It's still loading up. Once it comes up, you'll notice there's only a couple of slides. One, lesson plans for whatever name you want to place in. So I'm going to place my name in here. The year in this case would be this. So next year I'd have to come back in and do some modifications. The subject, then in this case I'm just going to do high school Algebra 2. I've got a place for resources. You can add what you want, what you need. Again, you can change this. If you don't like the way it looks, great, delete it. Change the theme. Go to theme. Put it wherever you want it to be. Okay? And then we have our table of contents. Now, in our table of contents, you're going to notice that we've got this broken into 9 weeks. And of course, I could change all the colors here if I need to be the same. And I probably would. And I might make these darker or whatever. But at our school, we function on 9 weeks. And so what I would love to be able to do is hyperlink this to every one of those weeks. So yes, there's a little legwork at the start. But once you've got it, then it's no problem at all. So what we need to do is start with week 1. Now, if I really like this format here, and I leave this option up to you, again, it is your option. I've already created this into a table. Some people like tables, some don't. I could actually just go ahead and hyperlink this little piece to a Google Doc, which has all my information in, which is great too. Or I could do it to another sheet. I could do it to wherever. But the things that I want to make sure is that I'm being very consistent. And some of the documents that I want to align or whatever needs to be in the exact same place. So if I came up and said I really liked this format, and notice the size of the words and stuff, and that was one of the things that as an administrator or even a teacher, how can I get everything into this one box for that one day? Well, that's where we'll use hyperlinks to link certain things too. We're just having a place where we can actually click to go to that. And those places will be in those folders or to whatever hyperlink we have. So you need to be able to do this over and over and make it easier, okay? So the first thing that I would suggest is that once you do have the font size you want, I would basically just start copying and pasting into each one of these, okay? So we got week 1, really good. The problem with week 1 is we got to do week 2. And when I started working with some of my teachers at the beginning of the school year with this, is that we ended up having, they were saying, well, I don't want to have to redo this. Well, you don't. That's why this is really a very good process. If I click on slide 4, which is week 1, and I right click, I can duplicate that slide. Now, what changed? Nothing. It made a definite duplicate of that. The problem is we need to make sure this is week 2. And all I did was go in and change that. Now you could leave this blank and whatever. But then, of course, I would just continue duplicating and duplicating. And one of the things is once you get so many, you can duplicate the slides. So what you might want to do is duplicate, make the first 9, then duplicate every one of them for the next 9 weeks and so forth. Makes it really easy. This is week 1. You can put first 9 weeks if you wanted to. Then I can go back and change the names of those. But I want to show you the big trick here. So week 1, I would highlight it because I want to make a hyperlink here. Right click, go to link. And what's really unique here is that it will go in and it would say slides in the presentation. So what I want to do is go, hey, I need to find that slide. Now, again, what you need to be aware of is where it's at. For instance, I know that slide 4 is my first one. And notice here I have first period. Do I really need to put all that in there? Could I just put week 1, first 9 weeks? And the answer is sure. You can change it however you want. I'm just going to go ahead and click that. Click apply. Notice it kept the text. You can change it if you want. It's going to slide 4. I hit apply. Now we have a hyperlink to this. Let's go ahead and do week 2. Week 2 is right here, which is number 5 slide. So when I do this, right click, insert, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to look for slide 5. Click apply. Now what this does from an administration standpoint is that I've got some links that automatically take me to that next document. So for instance, your administrator only has to go to slide 3. Oh wait, this is the first week. I need to go to that. So they click and instantly they jump down to that. Now you could have a document where it goes backwards if you want, or a little link here. Easy to do. Or you can just click back up. Either way. Notice here, I'm going to click on that. It brings up the hyperlink. Clicks. Now I'm at week 2. That way your administration can keep up with what you're doing. So what have we done so far? Number 1, we have organized our Google Drive. We've made some folders. We haven't put content in there yet, but we will. Second, we've opened up the template. We've made some duplicate slides for each week. We have added our name and some basic content. And then we've created some hyperlinks to those weeks. In the next part, we'll actually build maybe a day or something that links some hyperlinks in here.